Welcome class to our week number 3, and we are studying Rizal as the traveler o isang manlalakbay. So bilang traveler o manlalakbay, we are familiar with blogs or vlogs of people who are actually recording their experiences in the places that they went into or they traveled or they visited. And I know, in your case, from your reflection number 1, some of you shared about your travel abroad and even in the Philippines with your family, and it feels good, right, to travel. So also Rizal traveled and he went to Europe again. In our first part, we see Rizal's departure from the Philippines to Spain, and along the way we have seen how Rizal was a keen observer. So you would see right now in sunny Spain. So from 1882 to 1885, I got here a picture of Spain, and he arrived June 16, and there goes the famous street in Barcelona, the Las Ramblas, okay? And of course, dahil mga kababayan, alam naman natin ng mga Pilipino kahit saan nandyan. Even before, marami talagang mga Filipinos abroad. Some Filipinos in Barcelona welcomed him. They gave him a party at Plaza de Cataluna. So the question is, bakit maraming mga Pilipino sa abroad noong time na yun? Remember, may mga families na na-exile because of Gumbursa. Sila ay pinersecute at na-exile, meaning to say, pinatapon sila. And others escaped because they know that being in line with the secularization, the advocacy of the Gumbursa, their lives will be in danger. So kaya sila umalis at pumunta ng Europa. So here goes the Filipino community, and until now it's true. Kapag may Pilipino, halimbawa sa barko, may nagkwento sa akin, he's working in a cruise ship. Pag may umakyat daw na kabayan, they call it kabayan. Talagang pinag-aagawan nila yung noodles na cup noodles kasi sawang-sawan sila sa masasarap na pagkain. Iba pa rin ang Pinoy na pagkain kahit cup noodles. Even Christmas, may Paskong Pinoy na tinatawag, wherein Filipinos should be so reminiscing the Christmas celebration in our country. Okay? So, upon arriving in Spain, the Filipinos welcomed him. And guess what? What Rizal did? Ang unang ginawa ni Rizal, the usual, magsulat. And he wrote Amor Patrio. Amor means love, patrio means fatherland. It is a nationalistic essay. So kaya nga, don't be surprised if I'm always asking for reflection. Because that's what Rizal is, and that's who Rizal is. He is always reflecting on his experience. And because during the time, being a writer means a certain danger, they have this pen name. So for Rizal, his pen name is Laong Laan. There's a place dyan, malapit sa Blooming Treat, Laong Laan, or Ever Ready. For the Tagalog translation right now, Laong Laan means laging laan, or laging handa. So that's what the name of Rizal implies, that he is always ready to give his opinion regarding things. And the publisher is Diaryong Tagalog. So it's a newspaper of publishing being managed by Filipinos abroad. And obviously, the topic would be about our motherland or fatherland. So in Madrid, Spain, a letter dated September 15, 1882 arrived. And guess what? If we have the pandemic right now, nung panahon ni Rizal, 1882, nagkaroon ng cholera sa Manila. So have you read the book Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Marquez? It was also made into a movie. I suggest you have to read or watch that movie. It's a very good movie. The quarantine thing. And then, alam nyo ba, may jowa si Rizal na iniwan. Ang kanyang pinaka-love, si Leonor Rivera. So according to a certain friend named Chingoy, yung jowa ni Rizal, yung girlfriend ni Rizal, is actually unhappy and nagkakasakit. Nalalovesick kasi namimiss si Pepe. Okay? Iba talaga si kumparing Pepe. And Pasiano advised his brother to move to Madrid and enrolled to finish his medical course. Remember, class, the reason why Rizal primarily went to Europe was to finish his medical course because he suddenly stopped in UST. Okay? So, how was Rizal in Madrid? Ano yung buhay niya? So, si Rizal, nag-enroll siya. And again, you would always see Rizal love the double degree. Why double degree? In Universidad Central de Madrid, he enrolled in 2 courses. We have the first one, medicine. Number 2 is philosophy and letters. So, pinagsama niya yung kanyang medicine, yung para sa nanay niya, and philosophy and letters, yung kanyang gusto. So, as a teacher, students would ask me, Sir, ang course na gusto ko ayaw ng magulang ko. And anong payo may bibigay mo? I always say to them, sundin mo muna yung magulang mo, di ba? 4 years ka lang naman mag-aral para sa kanila. And then after that, hindi naman paunahan ng buhay, pwede ka mag-aral ulit. Okay? Just like Rizal. And then, Rizal, no time wasted, you know that. He started painting and sculpture in the Academy of Fine Arts of San Fernando. He is always maximizing his time. No dull moments for Rizal. And of course, because he's in a foreign language or in a foreign land, he has to learn new languages. So, he took lessons in French, German, and English under private instructors. According to Zaide, of course, and other sources, he could speak 22 languages. 22 languages. Grabe. Ano lang ba kaya nating sabihin? And then, aside from that, he practiced fencing and shooting in the Hall of Arms of Sans E. Carbonell. Wow! Fencing and shooting. Rizal is into sports. Remember, Rizal has a frail body. Sakitin siya. But then, he grew up to love sports, and I really recommend you got to have sports. Ako, I played badminton, I play volleyball, I play basketball, I run, and before I lift weights, but right now I lift food. But definitely you have to have sports. It keeps us sane. So these are the pictures that would represent Rizal's life in Madrid. According to the account, he lived a Spartan life. Spartans are known to be very disciplined, and they are known to be they are really conscious of their body, and they're always like very war ready. So Rizal budgeted his money. So when you say Spartan life, you're not really like wasting your money into something that is not worthwhile, or you're not YOLO. You only live once. Okay? Ako, I don't believe in YOLO because it means that you can't waste your life. For me, it's YODO. You only die once. And because you have this mindset that you only die once, things in the present, which perhaps they'll be your last day, would have a value, and you would strive to be a better person. So, aside from budgeting his money, he avoided the basic vices of Filipino youth abroad. Ano yon? Gambling, wine, and women. Pero, may isang bisyo sa Rizal. Ano yun? Lottery. Alam, familiar ka sa lottery? Lottery is parang PCSO. The counterpart of PCSO right now. Okay, lottery. Tumataya siya ng lottery. And in fact, sa Dapitan, si Rizal ay nanalo ng lottery, and he was able to help the town because of that money. Okay? And activities include, number 1, tingnan nyo to, books, library. Rizal is a book lover, you know that. And he is into writing. Nakita natin upon his arrival in Europe, the first thing that he did is to write an essay. And then, activities include library, writing, and the third picture is about meeting up and socializing with fellow Filipinos abroad. And of course, I love this thing, coffee. Coffee is life. You know what? You can get sentimental by drinking coffee. You can just have a coffee. Whenever I go to places, I would find the local cafe or just a coffee house, and then just taste coffee and taste the culture. And then we have, of course, the fencing and shooting. Okay? So those are the activities of Rizal. So imagine mo, no? Bagong salta ka sa Europa, talagang you are really maximizing your stay there. You know that money is hard to come by, and you know that you should not waste your time. So that's who Rizal is. Idol talaga si Pepe. And then, eto, unang New Year ni Rizal, anong ginawa? Gumawa ng tula. The title is Mi Peden Verso, or They Asked Me for Verses. Okay? So, he also joined, of course, Rizal is into socialization, and it's not just the group na parang mga wala lang, but these are honorable groups. He joined the Círculo Hispano-Filipino. These are the Filipino-Hispanic, para mga Phil-Am Association. Now, Rizal's book Before Babes. Are you familiar with the B's? Diba? Books Before Babes. Okay? Because babes bring bankruptcy. Sa mga babae naman, books before boys, because boys bring babies. Sabi ni Francis Cogin. Okay, so Rizal's books, no? Yung mga libro niya, napakarami niyan. The Bible, Hebrew Grammar, Lives of the President of the United States, blah, blah, blah. The Wandering Jew, okay? The French Revolution, imagine mo, that's where he is, or that is where he's going to take his ideas about the novel, especially Uncle Tom's Cabin. Okay, it's a story about racial discrimination, and a lot of books about medicine, philosophy, languages, history. Come on, man, show me a man who could read, and show me a man who loves to read, and I will show you a man who is really wide in terms of its perspective and opinions. Okay, so that's why you should find a book lover. Now, some of the books I got here. Pictures of the books read by Rizal. Okay, and then Rizal, of course, visited Paris. If you have the mental map with you, Spain is connected to the mainland of Europe. So June 17 to August 20, rich kid talaga. So, he stayed in the Hotel de Paris, Rue de Moubange. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's kind of pricey according to him. So, he decided to move to a cheaper hotel. Yeah, that's true. Whenever you travel, no? Di mo naman kailangan ng mamahalin talagang hotel unless you have the money to spare. Kaya na, basta may matulugan lang, okay na yun. So, we have here the Eiffel Tower. Naabutan ni Rizal yan. If Rizal has a Facebook during the time, and if Facebook exists during the time, when he stayed in Paris, I imagine that ito yung magiging post niya. Yung magiging comment niya, yung magiging my day ni Rizal upon visiting Paris. Enchant. Beautiful boulevards, lots of attractions, art galleries, museums. According to him, he also observed hospitals like Clinic Hospital and La Ribachor, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. And he observed diseases of women. And according to him, if this is a Facebook post, he would say, no, I'm not a Japanese, okay? He was mistaken as a Japanese. Mukha daw siyang Japanese. Mukhang anime, he just. And he said, oh, Paris is the costliest capital in Europe. And it's true until now. Tokyo would be the expensive city, and even Paris, mga mamahaling city. During the time of Rizal, mahal na talaga yan. Kaya sa Rizal, kung may post siya sa Facebook na, I hope you get the idea of this. Yan ang imamay day niya or i-comment niya. And another organization, aside from the Círculo Hispano-Filipino joined by Rizal, Rizal joined this very, very controversial group during the time, the Grand Master, 33rd degree, the Mason. Yung mga Mason na yan, ano yan? Sila yung mga blacksmith, tagapagtatag ng mga pader, ng mga gusali. And they became a group and they worship the great architect. If you have read Dan Brown's, I guess it's the Grand Architect, it's Inferno or the Lost Symbol. There goes the plot about the Mason and the Illuminati. So Rizal joined the Mason in Europe, and here's the thing, okay? So because Rizal was exposed to the Spanish liberal and Republican, he came to know na, hey, sa Pilipinas bawal namin i-criticize the Spanish government, but in here they have this liberty to actually criticize the government. So he was impressed by the way the Spanish Masons would openly and freely criticize the government. Pwede pala yun ang sabi niya. And he joined to secure support in his fight against the friars in the Philippines. If there's one thing that really Rizal would advocate for is actually the abuses of friars in the Philippines. And he got this first Masonic Lodge in Acacia, and then second Masonic Lodge in Lodge Solidaridad. And he became the Master Mason in November 15, 1890. Wow, an Asian. And he is a Grand Prince, whatever you call it. Ay mga fraternities, ang counterpart ng Mason would be the fraternities. Diba? The Beta Sigma, Tau Gamma, Beta, Sigma Rho, Lam Kappa, mga ganun. All of those Greek letters. So they are fraternities with a purpose. Sad to say right now, we have a lot of cases of hazing. People are dying. Young people are dying. We even have in Benilde. I think it's Servando. His best friend used to be my student, and there was a time that he shared to the class what really happened, and it's really sad. A young man taken away because of hazing. And awarded with Le Grand Orient de France. Okay, he was awarded the title. And then, just like OFWs and even travelers, mga backpackers na nangingi. So Rizal suffered financial worries. Okay, why? What's the reason? Number one, drought and locust. Yung locust, yung mga balang, no? Malalaking grasshopper, affected the harvest of rice and sugarcane. So nalugi ang hacienda ni Rizal. Another thing, Dominican-owned land sila. Remember, they are just tenant. Okay? Hawak sila ng mga pare. Rent was raised. So alam naman natin, pag tinasa mo yung renta, talagang mahirap. But what is the reason why? Because, again, remember, class, that these friars, they have bad blood with the Rizal family or Mercado family. Mercado means market, by the way. Rizal means grain. So they have this personal vendetta against the Mercado family. So they raised the rent of the land. Therefore, the brother Pasiano find it hard to sustain his brother's financial education. But, take a look at this. Rizal suffered greatly according to the account. Like on June 24, no breakfast. He still attended the class. He joined and won the gold contest in Greek. And he delivered a speech in a banquet in honor of two painters who won in a very prestigious competition in Paris. Okay? Grabe si Rizal. Walang kain. Nanalo pa sa contest, tapos nag-speech pa. There was even an account na sa gym daw, nag-gym si Rizal, wala siyang kain, pero gusto niya yung pinakamabigat yung binubuhat niya. That is why sabi ng ilang mga scholars, si Rizal daw ay may tinatawag na pagiging ethnocentric. When you say ethnocentric, mahal na mahal mong lahi mo. And ayaw mo mapahiya ang lahi. Wow, that's a good thing. Ngayon, ewan ko lang kung proud kayo. This was Hidalgo's Las Virgenes Cristianas, Expuestas al Populacho. Okay? And this was, of course, El Spoliarium. Okay? Nakita nyo na sana to sa National Museum. Napakaganda. Okay? Mga painting lang to. Okay? Wag na natin bigyan ng ibang kahulugan na nag-represent ng oppression. Hindi po. Na-painting lang po yan. Wala nang ibang kahulugan yan. Okay? And alam nyo ba na si Rizal bilang activist na involved sa student demonstration? Okay? So, November 20 to 22, nagkaroon ng demonstration sa school nila sa university. Because a famous professor, Dr. Miguel Murayta. Are you familiar with Murayta? Doon sa may Ligarda, yan. Alam niyo na kung saan kinuha yung mga pangalan ng streets. The freedom of science and the teacher. So, what was it like? Remember sa Madrid, ang Spain marami siyang hawak na colonies. So, it's normal for those rich people, rich kids from different colonies of Spain to study abroad, especially in Mother Spain. And hence, doon sila nagkikita. So, si Rizal is not only the foreigner there. There are a lot of young people from different colonies of Spain, and they joined the demonstration, and there was this physical thing. According to his account, I had the luck of not having received even a cane or a blow, nor taken prisoner, nor arrested, despite of my 2 roles as student of medicine and of philosophy and letters. Whether it was luck or not, the case is that there were wounded old men, women, children, soldiers, strangers. I did not have to run. No Filipino was wounded, but Cubans and Spaniards. So after the student demonstration, we can see Rizal graduating 1884 to 1885. So please remember that Rizal has a double degree from the Universidad de Madrid. Of course, the first one is the degree of Doctor of Medicine. But there was this question about his title of being a doctor. May mga nagtatanong kasi, doctor ba talaga si Rizal? Now here's the thing. Nung panahon na yun, according to the account of his scores, he was able to, of course, pass all the subjects. But in terms of his thesis requirement, he was not able to present. Okay, he got his thesis, but he was not able to present, and he was not able to pay the corresponding fees. So he was not awarded his diploma. Okay, so during the time, it's easy naman to practice your profession even without a diploma, provided na alam nila na doon ka nag-aral and you were an expert regarding sa field mo. Kulang lang sa kanya ang diploma. Okay. Another thing, he was also awarded the degree of licentiate in philosophy and letters by the same university with a rating excellent or sobresaliente. So, grabe si Rizal. Double degree, maganda pa rin ang grades. Partida, doctor right now, it's 10 years, no? So, 10 years ka mo ng love life. Tapos, pinagsabay mo pang letters or arts and letters, philosophy. Nakakabalo yun. So, si Rizal, kumbaga, sa track ngayon, STEM and UMS. Balance siya, no? Talagang nagnegosyo din siya kasi nagtatag siya ng clinic, ABM. So talagang well-rounded si Rizal. And we can see right here regarding his medical course in Spain. Okay, so magkasunod lang yan. And he did not proceeded with a postgraduate degree for the Doctor of Medicine because it's only good for teaching purposes. So gusto niya sana magturo, but here's the thing. According to his letter written in Madrid, he said, "My doctorate is not of very much value to me because although it is useful to a university professor, yet I believe that they, the Dominican friars in UST, will never appoint me as such in College of Santo Tomas. I say the same thing of philosophy and letters, which may serve also for a professorship, but I doubt if the Dominican fathers will grant it to me." So, you may ask, bakit hindi siya mag-apply sa Ateneo? Remember, Ateneo is the high school level. Ang target na Rizal is a university, a professorship, wherein you have to teach in a university, and during that time, of course, it's UST. Okay? So, yun yung kanyang naging problema. So, that's it. Thank you for listening, and abangan natin si Rizal sa susunod niyang paglalakbay after niyang graduate. Ano kaya ang ginawa ni Rizal? Thank you.